right, hello my friends. It's me, Anne Marie, the Art of Healing, and I am here at SpiritFest in Ocala, Florida, and I'm about to give a class on how to use a pendulum and your body for personal energy communications. So I'm glad you're here. Okay, go ahead, sit down. So I think you'll be able to see me, and I think you'll be able to kind of catch the screen here. All right, excellent. So my name is Anne Marie Morales, and this is a class on personal energy communication. So testing. There we go. Testing 1, 2, 3. So who am I? My name is Anne Marie Morales. That's my full name. I'm an intuitive energy healer, Reiki master teacher, as well as a channeler of high vibrational beings. And I learned about using a pendulum, I think about 5 or 6 years ago, by reading a book called Clear Home, Clear Heart. And it's a book by Jean Hainer, Clear Home, Clear Heart. So this is how I learned how to do this kind of work. And it was something that I read this book, and it was like, I know it. It's like I've known it forever. It made complete and total sense to me. So what we're going to go over today is how to communicate with your energy body, and we're going to learn 2 ways to do it. Okay, we're going to learn how to use a pendulum and how to use something called body or muscle testing, which is called kinesiology. So our bodies are made up of frequency and energy, and all of our cells hold knowledge. Every cell in all of the body communicates in tandem every second of every day, okay? There are cells that cause us to breathe. Our brain knows all these functions. So the body is an organism that lives and that communicates with us daily, okay? But sometimes we just don't know how to read these signals. And so, of course, we have different types of energy bodies. We have, and they're according to our chakras, it's called our auric field. The etheric body is the one closest to us. It's associated to the root. The emotional energy body is next up. It's associated with the sacrum. And then on and on and on and on and on. So our auric field should spread just about as far as our arms spread, okay? And it's like you get into somebody's energy and you can automatically feel it. There's somebody here who can take a picture of you and show you what your energy is doing. So it's very interesting. When I work on people, the image on the right is what I feel at the very end. Everything is open, free, and communicating. So there's so much more to us than we can ever imagine in terms of energy. But now, what do we do with that, right? Let's talk on a very practical, everyday 3D level. Not so much in this etheric realm. We have oversouls. We have guides. We have teachers. They all communicate with us as well. But sometimes we don't know how to tap into them. We don't know exactly how we're going to get these messages from the higher realms. So here's a couple ways to do so. The first thing we're going to talk about now is a pendulum. How do we communicate with our energy as a pendulum? Did I teach this to you last time? Were you? It's your first time here? Okay, you just look familiar. Okay, very good. So a pendulum is a divination tool. There are other divination tools out there. This is basically a weight on a string. In the book that I referenced earlier, Jean Hayner's Clear Home, Clear Heart, she said, use a wet tea bag. It's on a string. It's got a weight at the bottom of it. You can use that. You can use that as your pendulum. But they're fun if you get really cool ones. I personally have used I've used anything. I've taken off my necklace with a charm and used that. In my philosophy, it doesn't matter which pendulum you hold. There are some that say, oh, well, maybe you work better with this kind of crystal versus that kind of crystal. I don't know. You test it out. For me, it's different. For you, it's different. Okay. The first thing that we're going to do you guys have pendulums? No? Okay, here, take this one. Do you have anything to use? You can take your necklace off. Take your necklace off. And you too, you can take off that, what the necklace is that you have. Is that yourself? Yeah, why not? I have a pendulum, but I need to use it because I don't think I have a necklace on me. So the first thing we're going to do is we're going to hold the pendulum in our dominant hand. So whatever hand that you write with, you're going to hold it in your right hand, okay? Now your left hand, this is your giving hand. Your dominant hand is your giving hand. The non-dominant hand is your receiving hand. So what you're going to do, and in the palms of your hands, you have chakras, minor chakras. Energy vortexes, just like the ones that are on the body. You also have minor ones on your palms, and you have minor ones on the bottoms of your feet as well, okay? So what you're going to do is you're going to place your non-dominant hand side up, and you're going to put over your pendulum over the vortex that's on your palm and see what it does. So for me, it does this really fast thing. But for you, it might jiggle in a circle. It might go left to right. It might go forward and back. It depends. Okay? It depends. So are you seeing movement? Just very subtle movement? Okay. So you're doing a counterclockwise. I saw it going counterclockwise. Yeah, in a circle, counterclockwise in a circle. Some people go left to right. Ooh, mira tú, look at you. Dude, all right. Awesome. So you've got some good energy flow coming out of your body. Awesome. All right, now what I'd like you to do, so you're doing it one way, okay? Now I want you to turn your palm over and see what happens. And see how it changes. Not really. I mean, just over it is fine. So mine does a completely different thing. Now, if it doesn't activate for you, don't worry about it. It's just one method to be able to learn how to communicate with your body. So now you have learned something. Now we're going to ask it some questions. This is just gauging your own personal energy, okay? You've got a very strong energy flow. As you work with it, it's a tool. Like anything, the more you work with it, the more your connection with that energy stream will grow. So the next thing you're going to do is you're going to ask, okay, what is my yes? Because when you're working with the pendulum, it's very simple questions, okay? It's not going to give you a whole paragraph. It's going to say yes or no or not this time, not now, maybe, something like yes or no, and then not at this time. So ask it, what is my yes? So for me personally, my yes is a clockwise swing. All right? You ask it, what is your yes? Is it working for you? Okay, good. So just ask, what is my yes? The next thing you're going to do is ask it, what is my no? Okay, and my no is a swing left to right. So all this occurs by very subtle energy movements, subtle muscle contractions that happen in your body naturally. Your body is communicating through very subtle muscle movements. All right? I can do this, okay? But I'm not going to sustain it. It's too wild. Okay? If I say, oh, I'm going to imagine to swing it left to right. Come on now. All right? Is that really happening? Can I really swing it left to right? Yeah, if I want to. But if you notice, I'm trying to be as still as possible. What is my no? It's responding. I'm really trying hard. I've even like rested my wrist or my elbow on surfaces to get it to really just be the subtle energy communication. The last thing that I use is not at this time. So it's something that can happen in the future, but at this moment, it's a signal to me. It's an answer to me. So I will ask it, what is my sig for not at this moment, not at this time? And it's the pendulum moving towards me and away from me. Your response is going to be something different. It's going to be whatever your body chooses to communicate for you. Okay? So that is 3 questions that you can get answers to, or 3 answers to questions. Yes, no, and not at this time. Okay? When you choose to ask spirit or your body for answers, make the questions very simple, yes or no. Okay? And, for example, I'm going to give you an example. Snickers, okay? We are surrounded by things that we love but are not necessarily good for us to eat. So, here's an example of a question. Can I eat a Snickers? Yes. But see, my question was, can I? We all have free will. We can do whatever we want. So the answer is going to be yes. Is it in my best and highest good to eat a Snickers bar? No. Okay? So be careful how you phrase these questions because you're going to get the right answer. Okay? So that was to my avoid leading questions. Okay? All right? Avoid leading questions. Be specific. When is it appropriate? When you are in as neutral a mood as possible, okay? When you are in a neutral state of mind, the answers will flow easier because you're not putting any resistance either way. You're not upset. I tried to do this when a friend of mine was like missing and I was totally so upset. And I tried to use the pendulum to get an answer. It gave me garbage, okay? Because how? I am not in a neutral state of mind, okay? So that's your best time to do it. Like I said, when it's appropriate not to, when you're upset, or when you're even too giddy, when you're too happy. When you're too happy and too excited, everything's going to be a yes, because that's what your energy is, right? Okay, get out of your ego. What if you really wanted to eat the damn Snickers bar, okay? And the pendulum is going to tell you the truth. It's going to tell you no. Because it's really not very healthy. Am I going to eat it on the drive home? More than likely, okay? Because I can. I have free will. And I want to, maybe. Okay? So accept the answer and learn to trust. Learn to trust. Now, when I say this, it's very interesting because today, answer might be a yes, and tomorrow your answer might be a no. Why is that? Because energy is constantly changing. Your benefit is constantly changing, okay? So accept the answer, but again, it could change because we are in a nature of change. So in that very moment, that is the answer for you, okay? All right. Now we're going to talk about something that's really kind of cool. It's called muscle testing. All right, muscle testing is kind of cool. My friend Sherry is here, and I did a little example with her yesterday. May I use you again? Oh, yay, thank you. This is my dear friend Sherry.
Hello.
I'm also transmitting to YouTube, so come on in
hi,
here.
YouTube.
Hi, this is Sherry Oracle, okay? So the body knows the answer. So one of the ways that we can check is by creating a closed circuit. So I asked her yesterday.
Which hand should I use?
I really don't think it matters. Use your dominant hand, okay? So I'm going to ask you to push your fingers together nice and hard, okay? And I'm going to ask you a question, all right? Is your name Sherry?
Yes.
Okay, so it's a positive question. I cannot, well, you let your fingers go. I cannot break through that because that's the truth. Okay, now really concentrate, girl. Okay, put your fingers together, okay? Is your name Catherine?
No.
You're fired. Go sit down.
Is my name Catherine?
No, because
You told me to
let's
do
try.
It hard, and
I did. I did. You're
overdid
right. You overdid it. Okay. Everybody, we're going to try it again using our own bodies this time. There are different ways, and the reason why I'm teaching you this is because when you're in the grocery store and you want to know what vitamin to buy or what fruit is going to work well with your digestion, you're not going to whip off your necklace and go like this in the grocery store. It's a little bit strange, okay? You might be looked at weird, and we're cool here, okay? We want to do this right. So there's different ways to do it. There are different ways to use with your finger. This is one of them. I've seen people do it different ways. I have long nails. This doesn't really work for me. I don't like to use it, but you can if you want to. You push your fingers together. You take a finger. I can say, is my name Anne Marie? Yes. And a yes is a full circuit. It's truth. Is my name Sherry? No. And my finger went right through. Okay? That's one way to do it. You could do it with two fingers like this. Ask yourselves questions that you know are truth and not truth. If it's a yes, your circuit should not break. If it's a no, your circuit should break. I also use what's called a scissor method, okay? I put my fingers apart like a scissors, and I say, is this in my best and highest good? Yes. My fingers will not close. If it's a no, boom, they collapse immediately. Okay? So that's another way, a couple of ways to use your fingers to determine if something is good for you or not. You can ask it under the, like you're saying, should I get the bean burrito? No. The bean burrito. Do it under the table at a restaurant. Should I get the Cobb salad? Yes. Oh, okay. Should I get the steak? Yes. I'll take the steak, you know. So if you have a confusion as to what's going to agree with your body or not, this is a method to do it. You can do it anywhere at any time. It's very discreet. So there's one last method that I'm going to share with you today, and that's called it's the body test. So, for example, candy. Hold it against your body, and if you fall forward, then it's something that's good for you. You hold it against your body. If you fall back, it's not good for you. Your body is rejecting it, okay? So let's say you want to buy I did this the other day. I went to my acupuncturist, and I was like, oh man, I've got to remember stuff. I have an exam to study for. And she said, oh, you need to use this supplement or whatever. I went to the grocery store, found the supplement, I bought it. I didn't bother to muscle test. I get home and I'm like, well, should I use it? Nope. And I'm like, dang it. I just spent $50 on this supplement and I didn't test it before I bought it. And I'd already opened it, but you know what? I won't use it. Even though I bought it, even though I opened it, because my body really reacts to things. Like if I eat something that I shouldn't, I feel really bad. So I didn't do this step and I ended up spending $50 on something that I didn't need. So yeah. How do I use it in my work? I use it to measure chakras. It swings, it gives me insight into the person that I'm working with because I'm merging my energy with them. I use the pendulum actually over things at home as well. And I'm going to give you another third way to use the pendulum, and it's really a cool thing. We are all here at this expo. How many of us have like 1,000 crystals at home? Okay, crystals are energy storage. They are storage devices, okay, and amplificators and receptors. So they perform so many different things. It's good energetic hygiene to cleanse your crystals regularly. Let's say you come home, you're in a crappy mood, you walk in, you hold on to your favorite quartz crystal, and you feel better. Well, where do you think that energy goes? It goes into the crystal, okay? So I'm going to show you a way to use your pendulum to cleanse your crystal. So there happens to be like a little crystal that was left here on the table. So I'm going to use it with my intention. I'm going to say, okay, cleanse and ground my crystal. Cleanse and ground my crystal. And the pendulum will swing for as long as it takes to cleanse and ground the crystals. I say cleanse everything, organite, crystals, my computer, my phone, any electronics. And I sit there and I wait. And it teaches me patience because boy, I am not a patient person. But I'm letting the crystal I'm letting the pendulum do its work, energy do its work, and it's just being a gauge for my intention. So it's slowing down, and it'll stop soon. Okay, and now it's doing the left to right, which is my no, so it's done, okay? Now that it's clear, what do I want to do? I want to charge it. I want to charge it with love light. I want to charge it with the love and the light of the one infinite creator, as I say, or I want to charge it with Christ consciousness, which is what I generally do. So let's charge this little guy with beautiful Christ consciousness. And then you could set your intention. You can say, charge my home. Charge everything, my land, the air above me, the earth below me, the water around me. You can do whatever you want. You're an infinite creator being. This is just a tool and a method to discern, to have discernment. Okay? Done. And my little crystal is charged up. So that was the other uses. Yes, sir. Yes, it'll work with anything because what you're using the pendulum as kind of like a gauge for your intention. So you can say it for one, or you could say, no, I want all of my stones to be cleared. I want all of my stones to be charged up. Okay? Does that make sense? Answer your question? Okay, perfect. Thank you. All right, so what are the results? When you're confused, you get peace of mind. You're like, oh, okay, for today, this is my answer. I'm going to accept it. It improves your level of consciousness. You start to understand a little bit more about who you are and how energy flows through you and how you work with it in your everyday life. Okay? It gets you deeper understanding of self. You can practice it every day, and you can enhance your communication with spirit. So let's talk about that for a second. I've got a little bit more time. Generally, when I sit down to do my meditative practice, I pull out my pendulum and I call my guidance in. I was like, okay, all my guidance, spirits of love and light of all realms, I draw you to me now, come to me now. And my pendulum will spin, and then I'll get some sort of other subtle signals in my body. I myself get pops in my ears. My ears pop, like when you go up in an airplane, and I'm like, oh, they're here. Okay, it's kind of like, yep, we're here. But I use this to call them in, okay? I use it to send energy. What else do I use the pendulum for? Like I said, to gauge energy. I'll say to myself, okay, show me my root chakra. Show me my root chakra. And my pendulum will swing in a way that I understand. It'll tell me if it's open. If it's open, it'll do a wide swing. But you can ask, what does it show me what my open and highest open chakra will look like? Show me what the highest open chakra will look like. And for me, it's doing this swing that I call the atomic swing. It's doing this really fancy swing. So to me, that tells me that that chakra is ascended. It's in all dimensions. Show me what it would be for a chakra to have restricted energy. So this, when it swings closed, shows me that the chakra is restricted in its energy. Okay? So it's something you can play with. It's something that you could divinate for, right? To me, I use it every day. I use the muscle testing all the time. It's just a really cool way for me to know and be certain about things that I might not be certain about. And it's a way for me, my body to communicate, my higher self, spirit, energy, whatever you want to call it, universal energy. It's a way that I use all the time, and I hope these methods will assist you. If you have any questions, now's a good time to ask. So, yeah, I'm pretty much done. So if you have any more questions, open for question Q&A. I already told them that I do channeling. Yes, I do. I told them that already. Okay? Yeah. With fossils. You know what? I don't see why you couldn't ask, but you would have to ask your questions properly. You could say, is this a finger bone? Or you could say, does this come from a dinosaur from this period? If you use a fossil bone as a pendulum, I don't see why not. I don't see why not. I don't see why that would, people use all sorts of different organic things for pendulums. You could pierce an orange, I don't know. Stick a string through an orange and use it as a pendulum. Yeah, I don't see why not. I don't see why not. You make your own, yeah. Okay, well, if you borrowed a pendulum from me, I'd appreciate you returning it back. I don't sell them, no, but there's plenty of vendors here that do.
Thank you.
Okay, you're welcome. You're welcome. Thanks for stopping by. I appreciate it. All right, I hope you guys enjoyed it. Love you. Bye bye.